Hello and welcome back to the second podcast that I've done in this blog podcast series. Third or fourth week, if not more, of me doing this. Back with happiness. Tonight it's just going to be me speaking. It's a no guest episode because everyone's busy. And that makes me unhappy because I don't get to hang out with my friends. Although I will say, I did just get to come back from talking with a friend, and she went on a retreat this past weekend through the church she goes to, and it made me super happy seeing how passionately she talked about what her weekend was like and what she gained from the weekend. And she's honestly one of the most beautiful souls I've ever seen, and pure and genuine and authentic, and every good adjective you could think to describe it. She inspires me, and I wish I could be as passionate and as kind as her, but I'm working on it. So this week's been interesting because I've still been kind of myself coping with some things and just things that are public and everything, like the Parkland school shooting that happened 2 weeks ago, well, a week and a half ago, I guess. But that's something that when stuff like that comes up, it's hard for me to find happiness because that kind of stuff makes me incredibly upset, and I think I feel for everyone involved more than the average college student probably. I don't want to say I make it my own issue, but I think about those affected, and I didn't personally know the families, but through the youth group that I grew up in, there were a couple girls who had been killed in it, and so it's like, it kind of comes closer to home when it's something you're connected to and they were connected to, and then people are posting about it. So that hasn't been the easiest thing for me to work around, although I decided to kind of take it upon myself to figure out how I can help the community I'm in, because that's one thing that makes me happy, is being able to help others. And it's definitely hard when the world feels like it's falling apart, because I will say it's felt like that for a while now, and I don't know. We'll see how long that feeling lasts. Hopefully it fades. But I think, my personal perspective on this school shooting, there were a lot of things that probably caused it, and there are a lot of things we can do to prevent it. Certainly not overnight. It's definitely a process. But one thing I see a lot, especially being a community advisor on a college campus, is issues with mental health and just people not feeling accepted into the communities that they're living in or they attend and go to, whatever, associate with. So I'm kind of making it my mission, the rest of college at least, to help those people feel better. And even people who are in communities, just build them up, help them, because we all deserve to feel amazing and celebrated. And because I know I've had those moments in life where people are celebrating me and I can't even begin to explain how that makes me feel, and it's kind of like you get put on a high for a few days after that, and it's like nothing can bring you down, and then something comes up and you kind of start to fall back down the mountain. But that's why it's important to do this weekly or monthly. And so I'm trying to do a free hugs thing, because I know last spring 2017, I was in the student activities group that did a free hugs event on campus, and we basically just spread out in the admin quad and gave hugs out. And I will say I probably gave out 300 hugs. I mean, it seems crazy, but the amount of people that would pass and wanted hugs and multiple hugs, and it was so cool. I mean, every time I think about it, and I've been sharing this idea with friends, I just light up, and it makes me so happy because I can take myself right back to that day and somehow get a little bit of that feeling that comes back to me, because it was amazing. And so I'm trying to figure out how to do a free hugs event here, just get it going, not really through any specific club, although I had a couple people reach out to me because I posted about it. And so that's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to that's made me happy, that planning and the hope that the future is still going to be okay, and it's okay. And when it's not okay, like, just that reminder that we have the power to make it okay. And it's not going to be, like I said, easy. It's not something that changes overnight, but coming up with a plan, sharing it with friends, getting feedback, and getting support. I will say a lot of people, not a lot, no, I would say a lot actually. A lot of people were very in support of it and said it's a great idea, and a few have even reached out and said we want to be a part of it. Like, I haven't even had to ask anyone yet. So already forming that team is super powerful to see, because there are good people, and it's finding those good people and surrounding yourself with them and doing things that everybody wants to support. And oh my gosh, no, I know what I was going to say. I totally knew what I was going to say. So I've walked around campus, and so a few months ago, I guess, okay, let me finish that thought. It's super powerful when you find a group of people that are like-minded and everything, and I've always been somebody to do that. And so there are these stickers that have gone up on UCM's campus. There's two that I'm aware of, and they're on opposite sides of campus, and they are just stuck to random things that if people are paying attention, they'll see them. And it says, live a great story. And I was like, what is this? Because two are up now, and like I said, opposite sides of campus. I was like, somebody is intentionally putting these up. This wasn't just, it didn't just happen. I didn't just see this. Like, there's a reason for this. And so I started doing some research on, like, maybe is this a brand, or did somebody just make these and put them up? It's a brand. And the story behind it is super powerful. I just spent hours on the website last week just going through and figuring out like how we could get involved with this company. And so I emailed the email that was on the website, and the person got back to me and was like, thank you so much for like reaching out. A lot of people see the stickers but never even look into it, so the fact that you did that was a great step. I was like, okay, cool. And then they were like, we think you'd make a great ambassador. We actually have one in Warrensburg. And I was like, who is this person? I need to find them. I would love to find them. And I haven't heard back from that email, who's this other ambassador, because I think it'd be cool to team up with them. And then the third thing they said, they were like, we'd love to send you some stickers for your Free Hugs event. I was just like, good people supporting good people. It doesn't get better than that. And that definitely made me happy. And it reminded me that I'm doing something good, and I'm doing something that I hope will make an impact on others, whether it be because I directly know them or they're just going to be passing and they'll come through this event and they'll give somebody a hug and be like, wow, like that helped. And so I'm pumped about it. There's still a little more planning to do. I'd also like to do positive note cards. So the team that wants to get together and do the hugs, I'd like to get together with them before the event and just write out hundreds of note cards with positive quotes and words and reminders, anything people can hang up, use, see on a daily basis, because that's another thing I think is a good idea, to have positive reminders hung up in your room. I see a few right now in my room. I have one that says, if you want to be happy, be, and this is all just when in one area. This is just my room. I have another one that says, be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. That is a huge part of how I try to live my life. I think that is super important. I have occupation, aspiring beam of light. Be bold or italic, but don't be plain. This one's a little longer. It's not a poem, but it's something about like believing in yourself. And so I am surrounded by positive stuff in my room. My room is my place, and it's important to make your place something that you want to be in and something that helps you when you're feeling down. So I don't know, this podcast was a little bit of everywhere, but I'm excited to see where this Free Hugs event goes, and I will definitely be keeping it up to date in the weekly blog podcast thing. I'll try to mention when it's happening, where it's happening. If you want to get involved, if you ever listen to this, besides my teacher, shout out to Joe Moore. Hello. No. I'm just excited to see where this week goes. I have a good feeling about it. I have a good feeling about what I'm doing right now. And that's always nice, because I have a lot of times when I don't know what I'm doing. So this is a pretty solid feeling and a good way to go into the week. So thanks again for listening. Be looking forward to next week. Might be a blog, because I think I've done 2 podcasts in a row. But if I want to talk some more, or I find somebody who wants to talk, we'll bring them on. So thanks again for listening. Not see you, but I will have a post for you next week. Thanks again. See ya.